Ever felt guilty buying yourself a $5 coffee while your kids need new shoes? That little sting of guilt follows you the whole day, doesn't it? It's like you can't enjoy even the smallest treat without second-guessing yourself. We're told that a good mom sacrifices everything for her family. But you know what? That leaves us drained, resentful, and stuck in a cycle where we never get to breathe. Society has this sneaky little rule: spend on your family, but never on yourself. It's like moms don't deserve joy unless it's for everyone else. And it doesn't stop there. Some moms even hide their purchases, sneaking bags into the closet like it's some big secret. Or we second-guess ourselves for buying a nicer brand of groceries. Here's the crazy part: society cheers when dads buy a new tool or gadget, but when moms get their nails done, suddenly it's selfish. If we don't change this mindset, we stay trapped. We overspend on others, never invest in ourselves, and end up with no real security. That guilt keeps us small, when what we really need is freedom. What if I told you the guilt you feel about money isn't even yours? It was planted in you? Hi, I'm Betty, your guide here at Budget Betty. Real tips, real moms, real savings. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss real-world mom money tips every week. This video is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Today, I'll share the mindset shift that sets moms free from money guilt plus practical tips, examples, and wisdom from voices bigger than mine. This is Moms Break Free from Money Guilt with This Shift. Let's dive in. Money isn't just numbers on a calculator. It carries our feelings, our values, and even the stories we grew up hearing. That's why every dollar we spend comes with an emotional weight. Instead of asking yourself, "Am I being selfish?" shift the question. Ask, "Does this choice fit with my family's long-term values?" That little change takes away shame and replaces it with purpose. Think of money like oxygen. You can't help anyone if you can't breathe first. Taking care of your financial health is the same. It keeps you strong so you can support your family. Imagine walking into a store and buying what you need without that heavy guilt in your chest. No second guessing, no shame, just peace. That's the kind of freedom you deserve, Mama. You've heard the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. The same goes for money. When you fill your own cup first, you overflow with energy, love, and generosity. This is the big idea, Mama. Money isn't your enemy. It's a tool. And when you use it with intention, you don't just provide for your family, you thrive with them. That shift changes everything. Let's get real for a moment, moms. So many of us feel like spending just $20 on ourselves is irresponsible. But when we look closer, it's not the math that's the problem. It's the guilt talking. Picture this. Your family budget is $2,000 a month. A simple mom fund of $20 is just half of 1%. That's barely a crumb, yet we treat it like we're taking food off the table. The guilt makes us believe we're being reckless, when the truth is, it's almost nothing. It's like stressing that one chocolate chip will ruin the whole cookie recipe. Silly, right? Imagine a budget that proudly includes a line just for you, a little space where mom's joy matters just as much as groceries or bills. That's not selfish, smart. And here's the thing, when you measure and plan, you take back control. You stop letting guilt run the show and start managing with confidence. Remember, guilt is just noise, not the truth. Like Peter Drucker said, what gets measured gets managed. When we track, we don't just manage money, we manage peace of mind. And that's the real treasure. Imagine walking through the grocery store without that little voice of guilt in your head. You pick up fresh flowers just because they make you smile, and you don't second guess it. That small act feels like freedom. Picture your family on vacation where spending money feels joyful instead of stressful. You're laughing together, taking photos, and soaking in the moment without worrying about the bill. That's the kind of memory that lasts forever. Think about how it feels to let go of guilt. It's like setting down a heavy backpack you didn't even realize you were carrying. Suddenly, you can stand taller and breathe easier. Every step feels lighter. Now imagine your daughter watching you buy something for yourself without guilt. She learns that it's okay for moms to enjoy life too. That lesson will stay with her far longer than any lecture. And your son sees you manage money with balance, not fear. He learns that spending can be healthy, responsible, and joyful. You're shaping how the next generation feels about money. Like W.E.B. Du Bois once said, "Children learn more from what you are than what you teach." When you live without guilt, you're not just freeing yourself, you're giving your kids a living example of balance and joy. Society keeps telling moms that the best mothers are the ones who sacrifice everything, even their own needs. But here's the truth. Sacrifice without balance only leads to exhaustion and burnout. You can't pour love into your family if your own cup is bone dry. We're praised for always choosing the cheapest option, like it's a badge of honor. But in reality, that habit often backfires and leaves us spending more in the long run. Cheap doesn't always mean smart. It usually means settling. Think about it. Buying $10 shoes that fall apart in a month isn't really saving, but investing in $40 shoes that last all year? That's real value. Sometimes spending more is actually being wiser. Guilt-driven spending makes us act out of emotion, not logic. And when we feel deprived, we often swing the other way overspending to make up for it. That cycle leaves us stressed, not satisfied. The old way of thinking keeps us stuck, working harder, saving pennies, and feeling guilty anyway. It's a hamster wheel with no finish line. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Remember what Einstein said? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Moms deserve better than repeating the same patterns that only bring guilt. Freedom starts when we think differently. Let's be real, moms. Sometimes guilt sneaks in even with the smallest things like buying yourself a new mug or a candle. But here's the truth. Those little moments of joy matter, and you're allowed to have them. Start small, set aside even $10 a month just for you. That money isn't selfish, it's like a tiny savings account of joy, waiting to remind you that your happiness is part of the family's health too. When you buy something for yourself, practice saying out loud, "This is allowed." It may feel silly at first, but it's like building a new muscle. You'll get stronger each time you do it. Think of it like exercise. You don't need to lift heavy weights right away. Small, steady reps make you strong over time. Same with money guilt. Little daily wins build lasting confidence. And here's the best part, when you live this way, your kids learn balance not from lectures, but from watching you. They'll see that taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's strength. Remember, Mama, you don't need perfection. Just tiny steps, right here, right now. Like Theodore Roosevelt said, "Do what you can, with what you have, where you are." Studies show that moms who have financial freedom feel more peace at home, and that peace doesn't just stay with her, it spreads to her kids, her partner, and even the way the family connects. A happy mom really is the best gift to her family. When you give yourself permission to enjoy the little things, your kids don't see selfishness, they see joy. And that joy becomes the atmosphere they grow up in. Think about the airplane rule. They always say, put your own oxygen mask on first. That's not selfish, it's survival. And in family life, the same rule applies. One mom shared her story. She finally gave herself permission to buy small treats without guilt. She noticed her whole family became more relaxed, dinners were lighter, and even arguments melted away. The truth is, when you fill your own cup, you have more to pour into everyone else. Your laughter, your calm, your confidence, they all overflow into the people you love most. As Eleanor Brown said, self-care is not selfish. You cannot serve from an empty vessel. Moms, your well-being is the root of your family's happiness. So give yourself that permission. It blesses everyone. What story did society hand you about being a good mom with money? Was it the story that you should always put yourself last, even when you're running on empty? Let's pause and really think about where that belief came from. But there's a new story waiting for you. A story where money isn't about guilt, it's about balance, joy, and teaching your kids what healthy choices really look like. For years, we've been told that being a good mom means sacrificing everything your wants, your needs, even your happiness. But deep down, you know that can't be the whole truth. Think of it like editing a recipe. You don't throw out the whole dish, you just take out the ingredients that don't serve you anymore, and keep the ones that make your family stronger. Imagine a family where money is no longer a source of stress. Instead, it's a tool that creates laughter on vacations, warmth at the dinner table, and peace in your heart. As Plato once said, the greatest wealth is to live content with little. So, Mom, your new story isn't about guilt. It's about freedom, balance, and love. That's the story your family deserves to live. We talked about the guilt trap, broke it down with numbers, imagined a better lifestyle, spotted pitfalls, built new habits, and rewrote your money story. The shift isn't about being selfish, it's about being strong enough to care for yourself and your family. If this video gave you even one aha moment, hit like, subscribe, and share it with another mom who needs this. Drop a comment below. What's the one money habit you feel most guilty about? Let's get real and support each other. This is Budget Betty Real Tips. Real moms, real savings. Remember, Mama, you're not just managing money. You're shaping the story your kids will tell about life. You've got this.